at Bennington Museum, and this is Museum ABCs. For this month's Museum ABCs, we've put together a trail tale at the George Aiken Wildflower Trail at the Bennington Museum. So you can come and enjoy a walk on the trail and enjoy a story at the same time. Make sure you wash your hands before and after visiting the trail and keep a safe distance from anyone else on the trail. For this trail tale, we've used a new book called The Nest That Wren Built. The story is written by the author Randy Sonnenschein, and it's illustrated by Ann Hunter. Here's Linda from the Bennington Free Library to tell us more.
Hi everybody, Linda here. It's so nice to see you. This book has a very special local connection. Ann Hunter lives in Shaftesbury. She's an artist, an illustrator, and a writer. For this book, she illustrated the pictures. I hope you're spending a lot of time outside and enjoying this beautiful weather, even when it snowed. Now the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and birds are really busy this time of the year. They're nesting, they're bringing up their babies, they're feeding their babies, and they're feeding themselves. So we see lots of birds back from warmer places. So that's why we chose this book to share with you, not only in this video, not only at Bennington Free Library, but on the George Aiken Wildflower Trail, located at the Bennington Museum. And we installed this book as a trail tale. Now, hopefully, you'll be able to get out with your family, take a walk up the trail, and read the book together outdoors and listen to the birds outdoors. But now it's our time to read the book together indoors, and we'll take a walk through the book. The Nest That Wren Built. Look at those beautiful end papers. They're such a beautiful color green, spring green. These are the twigs dried in the sun that Papa collected one by one to cradle the nest that Wren built. This is the bark, snippets of twine, spidery rootlets, and needles of pine that shape the nest that Wren built. These are the leaves of ruby and gold, fallen from trees sturdy and old, that weave through the nest that Wren built. This is the sack, silky and white, brimming with spiders who feast on the mites that threaten the nest that Wren built. This is the snakeskin warding off harm, a scaly and thin reptilian charm draped on the nest that Wren built. I'm sure at this point you're reading along too. This is the moss softer than suede, stolen from stones cool in the shade to line the nest that Wren built. Did you say those words too? These are the feathers, petals, and threads placed on the moth to soften the bed that waits in the nest that Wren built. Can you see how it's building up and how it's getting really beautiful? This is the tuft of rabbity fur, plucked from a sharp persnickety bird to warm the nest that Wren built. This is the papa perching nearby, chirping a mirthful song to the sky and guarding the nest that Wren built. These are the eggs laid on the bed of velvety moss, feathers, and thread, safe in the nest that Wren built. These are the hatchlings scratching within, stretching and pecking all scrawny and thin, that hatch in the nest that Wren built. This is Papa hunting for food, a spider or beetle to nourish the brood that waits in the nest that Wren built. These are the nestlings, drowsy and fed, snugly and plump on their feathery bed, warm in the nest that Wren built. Can you see them? Can you just imagine how warm and soft it is inside that nest? These are the fledglings, 14 days old. They inch to the edge where feathers unfold. What do you think is going to happen? Then fly from the nest that Wren built. There they go. There they go. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's Mommy and Daddy. They're watching their fledglings go off. And there is the last double page spread. Who do you think is trying to make a home in the nest that Wren built? Take a look. It's a mousy who loves hiding in nests and using some birds' nests for part of their homes.
Thanks, Linda. That was a great story with beautiful pictures. What else can you tell us about wrens?
I didn't really know very much about wrens. We don't have wrens in the woods where I live. We mostly have chickadees, and we have blue jays, and we have robins, and we have woodpeckers, and goldfinches, but I have not seen very many wrens. There is a glossary. There's also Wren facts. I'm going to read you a few facts because I found this fascinating. The male Carolina wren builds up to a dozen dummy nests before singing a special song to attract a prospective mate. When a female wren answers the call, he takes her on a tour of his many starter homes. Once a female wren approves of a starter nest, she may show her appreciation for her mate in a strange way, dismantling the nest and tossing out stick after stick while noisily scolding him. Both the male and the female take part in building the real nest, but the female is usually in charge of interior design. She constantly adds and rearranges the nesting material to create the perfect place to lay and incubate her eggs and care for her nestlings. Here, there, and everywhere, wrens are known for their odd choice of nesting sites. They are so well adapted to living around people that they will nest just about anywhere. Near a house, even in a garage. It wouldn't be surprising to find a wren's nest inside a boot, a hanging flower basket, a watering can, or even a bike helmet. Can you imagine leaving your bike helmet out and coming back and finding that it was the beginnings of a home for a wren family? That would be funny. My husband was taking down a shed for a friend, and in dismantling the shed, he found an abandoned Phoebe's nest. So we have that to look at. And we're also going to examine some of the things that Wren added to their nest. Things that you can collect in the woods too. Now, here is the nest. This is a Phoebe's nest. And if you look carefully, you'll see batting from a quilt. You'll see moss. You'll see pine needles, lots of moss, lots of pine needles inside, and a twig or two. Oh, there's a leaf. So we have lots and lots of things that made this nest. And it's really interesting. It's kind of coming apart right now, but what's falling out the bottom is mud. It was all stuck together with a layer of mud on the bottom. Now let's take a look at some of the things that Wren used. The Wrens, I should say, both Mommy and Daddy Wren, sticks, right? And, oh, did you remember these? Feathers. Oh, can you see what these are? Take a look at those. What are those? Those are pine needles. Those are all over my yard. And petals. Here's some petals from daffodils that were out in my flower garden. There they are. And oh, look at this. Leaves. I bet those wrens just took bits of leaves and put those in their nest too. Let's see what else we have. Oh, bits of bark. You can tell I live in the woods. All this stuff was right outside my door, and so there's some bark. And oh, some thread. This came from my sewing basket. And let's see what else I have. Oh, look at this moss. This is nice and soft. And that's what the wrens used to make their nest really soft. Oh, and oh, look at this. It's a turkey feather. I wonder, we have lots of wild turkeys around us. So every once in a while I find one of their feathers. So I like to add these kinds of feathers to my collection. Oh, and here's a little bit of fur. Lots of rabbits around too. And this is the jewel. Take a look at this. It's a snake skin. And if you look really carefully, you can even see the head. There's the head of the snake. Yeah, this is a complete snake skin. We found this when my husband was taking down that shed too. So we were really lucky to be able to put our collection together to help tell the story.
Wow, that's neat. I wonder how many of those things you could find where you live. We've put together a scavenger hunt that you can use to help you out. You can download it from the Bennington Museum's website at benningtonmuseum.org or our Facebook page. So Linda, are there other Ann Hunter books that our friends might like?
This year she also wrote and illustrated a really sweet book called Where's Baby? I love that fox. It's so cute. And Anne is very well known for her possum books. She loves possums. And this book came out last year. It's called Possum in the Summer Store. And so this is her summer book. I'll show you her spring book. Possum and the Peeper. And this is her fall book. Possum's Harvest Moon. Love this one too. It's one of her first books. And this is a favorite that we added to our collection at Bennington Free Library. It's called Cricket Song. And again, there's the fox. So we hope that when the library opens, you'll come and check some of these things out. But starting Monday, we're going to be able to have people do library takeout. You can email or call the library and tell us what books you'd like to check out, and we'll have them ready for you in the foyer. You can come and collect them and then return them when you're done. So I hope you enjoyed our book today, The Nest That Wren Built, and I hope I'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us for Museum ABCs. Bye, everybody.